Welcome to another exciting episode, Wind Down with Kev. Trending topics. I am here with my son, Dominic Span. Nico, what's good?
What's good? Happy to be here. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. It's been a couple of weeks. What has been going on? What's happening out there? What are people talking about today?
It's a lot going on. Today, people are talking about a couple things. 4 days ago, people were talking about a special birthday.
A special birthday. Ooh, who had a birthday?
I believe it was you.
I believe it was me too. I'm still young enough to remember my birthday. Very blessed. Thank you for the beautiful gift that you gave me.
Yes.
Definitely enjoyed spending time. Had dinner with the whole family. Everybody except for you was there.
I know.
You had another commitment, but
Yep.
Good to get together with our family situation, with the way that Kevy's birthday falls, Trey's birthdays falls.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's an adult. Everybody's busy. Real hard to find 2 hours where everybody can get together and break bread.
Yes. Sorry I missed your birthday dinner. I had the leftovers, though, that you brought back. I had your plate. You ordered, like, steak.
Big 42-ounce tomahawk, you heard?
Oh, my gosh. That was delicious. What was the sauce, though?
Next level sauce. I don't know. It just tastes good.
It was like a barbecue, just real good. And then on your birthday, I went to shake your hand. It was a lot firmer over the years. Like, it's a strong handshake. You've been working out.
I've been trying to do the Benjamin Button things. You know, at a young age, unlike you and your brothers, I'm not a has-been athlete. I'm a never was. So I never have really worked out or lifted weights in my life. I just grew up playing the sports that I love with my friends. You know, baseball season, we played baseball. Football season, we played football outside. Basketball, we played basketball. But my life is very different than yours and your brothers. I was never on the team. I never ran the miles that you ran. I never did a serious lifting thing. So at this age, I think it's important that I spend time building muscle, being in the gym,
Yes,
eating better. And just every day I work out, I feel like I add more days to my life.
Okay, respect. I would say, like, with the change of your dieting and your health, how do you feel compared to 10 years ago or 20 years ago?
Wow, that's a great question. So let's go back 20. Let's go back 30.
Okay.
When you were born, way back, and you got a birthday coming up,
Yes.
I told myself I wanted to be in shape until you could beat me at basketball. So I figured that would take 15 years.
Uh-huh.
You got there a little bit faster. If I keep it real, people, he wasn't a good son. In this moment, when he learned to dunk, the first person he tried to dunk on was me. I put the ball in his hand. I taught him how to play. I got up a bunch of shots with him. We go to a fundraiser game, and he tries to bring it on my head. You want to talk about it? I still feel triggered and a little traumatized to talk about it.
Great sport. Just going at everybody. I remember I tried to dunk on mommy one time.
Yeah, but knowing your mother, she probably bridged you because she's a little bit more competitive than me. So that was the only conditioning thing I had in my mind. And then fast forward 12 years later, Trey is born.
Yes.
Now it's 2004. I'm 40 plus, and I'm like, oh man, I got to stay in shape for another 15 years until he could beat me at basketball. But fortunately, he got there a little bit faster, just like your brothers. Really learned to shoot, quiet as it's kept.
Yeah.
People don't know because Trey switched sports, but at an early age, he was a better shooter than you and your brother and many people around. He really was good at the game, and because he got there faster, I was able to relax. So to answer your question, I kind of relaxed about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danny Green Sr. I was 50 plus, playing in the 40 and under league, having some fun, a good wind down after work. The only difference was they were playing real serious. They were trying to win. I was just looking for wreck.
Yes.
And Danny, who I coached with, we did Team Green and some other things together. He started pointing out to me on the court, like, Kev, when this happened, you do that. And I'm like,
set the
Danny,
screen.
Yeah, set the screen, rotate over. I'm like, Danny, we coach together. I get all the concepts, but it's my body, it's my legs that's not doing it. So after that feedback, I kind of put the ball down, and I didn't really start working out again until about a year or two ago. And now I have a little bit of a rhythm, 2 to 3 days a week, and it feels good.
You're a lot more mobile and sitting down faster, getting up faster. And I see it. You put in a lot of work. So shout out to that. Shout out to you.
No, so with the sitting down comment that you just made, doing what I do for work, being stationary for 8-10 hours a day, sitting in a chair, whether I'm podcasting, talking to my team, or talking to our coaching team, or coaching other agents, this is what I do. And somewhere, I don't have any facts to support this, someone said that sitting down for 8 hours a day is the same as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And that smacked me in the face.
Wow.
That smacked me in the face. Is just not healthy. So knowing that I had to make some changes, had to get out of the house, had to mix it up and not just be comfortable being sitting still all day. And I had to get uncomfortable. So whether stretching at home, taking a walk in the morning, lifting light weights, I had to do something. But you've been busy too. We're talking about my birthday. You've had some busy dad moments. You got Mason snatched a belt, got another belt.
Yes.
JD has some DJing, but talk about Mason first. What's that experience? What was that experience like?
Mason had a belt promotion in jiu-jitsu, so he went from white belt to yellow belt last week.
Let's go. Let's go,
Mason. He's doing great. Mason's doing great. School-wise. He's reading his books. The book fair, we had to give him $20 to make sure he got his book on time. A field trip. He enjoyed he went to like a science museum.
Yeah, Nassau Science Museum, right around the corner from where we are today.
Yep, he enjoyed himself. And he's having a good time with the jiu-jitsu thing. And the one thing I will say about that, he's 5 years old, and it's helping him control his emotions that he can't get anywhere else. It's teaching him how to control his mental, the way he thinks, the way he's just even keeled and peaceful. So I really like my 5-year-old in jiu-jitsu.
So let's talk about the importance of that. Just a 5-year-old and dad moments for the young dads that are out there. When he's in karate, you're watching him with another group of 5 years old receiving instruction from the sensei, if I'm saying that correct?
Yes.
How does it feel to see Mason called out and asked to follow certain instructions or demonstrate something from the class, and watching him receive and handle those instructions while some of the other kids are, bouncing off the walls? How does it feel as a dad to have that moment?
It feels great. It feels great because I was the kid bouncing off the wall and all the programs. I was the one like looking up in the sky and in the basketball. I'm looking this way and I'm looking, but my son is the example and the leader, and everything that he does, he's the guy who shows how to do it. And I, to see it as my eyes, my heart lights up to see him doing that stuff. He has a great time with the jiu-jitsu too. These kids are comfortable with contact, like whether you grab their gi or something, they're still just comfortable being in close contact and maintaining just clarity and focus. So, and they're not flinching. And Mason's been a lot more mature. He's that iPad baby era.
Yes.
And we play on the iPad. We play Roblox all the time, and he puts in screen time hours, but jiu-jitsu allows him to just calm and be a lot more mature for a 5-year-old.
It's outstanding. You have him in another activity that you're there with him for every day. And I like talking about it because I like hopefully communicating with some other young dads out there. You also have him in a program, Kid Strong, which is just conditioning.
Yes.
It's not a traditional baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse type sport, but it is just conditioning. So talk about how it sees just watching him do that sport, get stronger at a young age, and just understand the importance of living healthy.
Yeah, I really want everyone to hear me out when I say this.
Get stronger at a young age and just understand the importance of living
20
healthy.
years ago.
Yeah,
I really want everyone, my generation, when we played sports. I'll be 33 next month. When we played sports, we got right into the sport. We didn't work on our balance. We didn't work on our muscles. We were going in. There was a couple kids with a belly that was the best at the sport, but they didn't have any muscles, but they were the better players. Of Kid Strong gives your kids that training before the spork.
Right.
It gives you the balance, the kinetic energy, the breathing exercises. They work on public speaking there, where they set up a box, a 24-inch box. The kids jump on it and they answer questions in front of the parents. I love Kid Strong. It's just preparing Jade and Mason for when they do decide to get into sports. Mason's football head.
Okay.
Jade still deciding what sports play, but they're both prepared when they do get into their sports.
No, I love it. I love it. So shout out to Mason. Let's talk about more dad moments with you with JD, another big DJ aura, another big DJ moment this weekend. What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. So proud of her. We had to go celebrate at K-Pot.
Yes.
This is called Korean barbecue.
Yes.
Where you cook what you eat.
Okay.
I'm new to this cooking thing.
Talk about it. Describe what you did at K-Pot for the people like myself that wasn't there. You told me about it,
Yes.
but let the people hear what K-Pot was and what that experience was, because this is definitely trending. This is definitely something I can see other people wanting to do, a different type of dinner experience. So
Yes.
go ahead. You're there. You're with your two kids.
Yeah. So we went to go celebrate Jade because she DJ'd at a women's empowerment event given by the Vinette's cultural workshop. I'll get back to Vinette's in a second because I really appreciate them giving Jade the opportunity. But so Jade DJ'd for 4 hours. It was an all women's empowerment event. I popped my head in. Great event. Beautiful. I'll get back to that. Jade did a great job. DJ'd for 4 hours. The music, the transitions, the volume, the control, everything. She did a great job. I said, Jade, we have to celebrate you. So you can wind down and relax.
Yes.
She said K-Pot. I said, what is that? We go there, and I said, do you want Mason to come with you? You want us to go by? So she said, bring my little brother.
Nice.
We go to K-Pot, and there's stovetops on our restaurant table.
Okay.
There's 4 stovetops in front of us, and a hot pot in the middle.
Okay.
She said, you have to order the Mongolian beef and the finger ribs. I said, okay, this is all foreign to me. Mason got the buffet, chicken nuggets and french fries, he always does. They bring us all you can eat, just different types of chicken, meat, seafood, all you can eat raw meat. And Jade is like, all right, I'm ready to cook my stuff. I was like, you cook it or I cook it? She was like, you cook it. Terrified. It came out great. It was delicious. We're definitely going back. It was great time.
So cooking it, and I know that's not your forte per se. So cooking it means you take the stuff from the pot, you put it in, you get it at a good temperature. Does it come with the coach? Is there a established chef telling you that's good, that's bad?
Nope.
Season it up, mix it up, take it on, take it off.
Gordon Ramsay. It was all pressure. You know, Gordon Ramsay, you go on the show, it's like, you can't cook it like that, you donut. So I'm like, JD, I'm scared. If you burn the food, the people next to you could smell it. I'm sweating. I'm like, I told the waitress and the kids, I'm nervous right now. But she said, yeah, all it was tongs, and you put your selected choice of meat or chicken onto the hot pot. Took some tongs, threw it on there. I flipped. She said, just leave it. Let it cook through. I said, I'm sorry. Delicious. Came with white rice. We'll go back.
Okay.
We'll go back.
Sounds like a lot of people want to do that. K-Pot sounds like a good experience. You know, we've had sit-down food. We've had hibachi where they put on a show in front of us.
Oh, yes.
But I've never had K-Pot, and I've never been to cook. And I know you, shout out to you for getting out of your comfort zone. I know you was way out of the comfort zone where you want to be.
Anything for the kids. I enjoy doing that. And as long as they keep being great, I'm going to just keep on making sure to let them know that I'm acknowledging them and I see them and I'm proud of them.
I love it. Let's go back to the Vinette's Cultural Workshop, one of the longest standing organizations in our community,
yes,
Long Island, Suffolk County area. Established 1968, running long and strong for over 50 years. Vanessa Beard took over where her mom, Mary Beard, left off. And the theme of this function, which was at Bijou, the Bijou experience, which we have to talk about in a second, next level experience. But the theme, the women's empowerment, the brunch that they had, it had a carnival theme.
Yes.
So I was there in the beginning. I had to leave, but every table, the whole decor was all Caribbean, and that required JD to have a whole new playlist, whole new Caribbean playlist.
Yes.
JD is Grenadian by nature, by way of her mom Morgan. So she was excited to see the Grenadian flags, all the Caribbean flags, and she really played to that set.
Yes, she felt included. just the whole time, the types of foods and drinks that were there was from each different culture. She saw the Grenadian drink that she drinks. This is Sora or something. So I'm still learning it.
Right.
But she saw the drink of her culture and said, "Oh, I gotta get the drink." A whole cup, and it was a great time. Did you have any of the food there?
I didn't have any of the food. I was a part of the drop-off crew, and I had to get back, so I missed that. But I saw the flag, and JD's been to Grenada. Shout out to her maternal grandmother, Hermione, for taking her here, so she knows that part of her life.
Yeah.
And obviously, she's interacting with cousins and besties on a regular basis. But what did you think of the Bijou experience? What did you feel when you walked into that venue?
Beautiful. The whole scenery. I really captured. It's like I was there. I feel like I was out the country because it was a cultural event where you brought in all different cultures. I felt like I left home. The food was good, the colorful, the size of it, and I was only on one side of Bijou. She had like 2-3 different components of that. The music, clean, the service. That's one of the best event spaces in Long Island that I've been to.
I tell you what, I had a chance. Shout out to Michelle Cole, owner of the Bijou experience. I had a chance to get there early, dropping JD off, and she gave me a walkthrough and tour. She has one event space that holds up to 400. She has another event space in the same room that holds up to 75. And then anyone thinking about weddings, birthdays, sweet 16, in the front area, there's some specialized rooms. There's a bridal room for the bride to get dressed. There's a makeup room. There's space for the cameraman. And then the most unique value proposition of the whole studio is this. If you're coming to a function and you have young children like you do, no babysitter that day, she has built in a playroom in the front where maybe a designated teen can watch all the kids. It's a play area while you still get to celebrate life. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about what is there to do on Long Island. That is an event space to go to. That is an event space to plan your next event. So definitely big shout out to Michelle Cole, the event space on 110 Farmingdale, Amityville border. Check it out. The Bijou experience, BISOU experience. And have one more thing. This Saturday that I wanted to talk about, I had a chance to speak at a Delta Sigma Theta alumni Suffolk County chapter.
Oh, wow.
Event. Shout out to Shanique Ware. You know Shanique. She invited me to speak. And they were talking about small business franchises. Is it a good opportunity for people to get into small business and franchises? I definitely had a good time. Shout out to the Deltas. Thank you for Shanique for the invitation, and definitely had a great time and a great conversation.
Thank you, Shanique. Thank you, Shanique. Always helping.
Always helping. That's the idea. When she asked me to do it, at first I was reserved because it was my birthday weekend, but didn't have a lot. I had a kind of relaxed weekend. But when she talked about small business franchise ownership for our community, I called her back and I said, Shanique, am I the only franchise owner in the on Long Island from our community? And I couldn't think of anyone. And Shanique being like a niece from the 11798, I had to show up for her. And then I love the questions, a lot of really good questions for young entrepreneurs like yourself, people that are starting businesses that don't really know all of the steps. Should I do the solo entrepreneur thing? Should I do it by myself? Should I go into a franchise opportunity where there are some systems in place, a little bit of support? Those types of questions. Where do I get the money? How do I get started? What do I need? So it was really a rich experience for me to talk about it. And then there were questions about one of our favorite subjects. There were questions about AI.
Wow.
So that's always a sweet spot. But speaking of AI, what have you been doing the last couple of weeks with AI? What tools are you using right now?
I'm building. So I love Zapier and Better Agency. And I'll tell you about both. Zapier is a tool that connects all your apps together.
Okay.
So if you're doing something on Instagram, but you have like Calendly or your notes, Zapier puts all those together and reminds you and your different apps how to communicate. It automates repetitive tasks for you. saying happy birthday to your customers, Zapier is where it's at. The other one is Better Agency. That's more on the insurance industry. Smooth conversations with the clients. Running your agency, making sure all the information is correct, and another automation tool as well. So Better Agency and Zapier.
So let me dive deeper in both. Zapier, is funny that you say it. One of the community groups I am with fellow insurance agents, there was a conversation about Zapier. So help me understand. I'm on all the social media platforms that I'm comfortable using. I'm not on everyone. There's no place for me on Snapchat. Leave that to the kids. But for business purposes, IG, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. But Zapier, if I wanted to post one place, if I put it in Zapier, it goes to the other places.
Yes. Scheduled posting. If you want to post while we're having a conversation, Zapier will help you have your social media posting while you're doing other stuff.
I mean, I love it. And for a small business person like yourself that doesn't have a massive staff, how important is it for you to have an AI tool like that helps you so you don't have to reach deep in your pockets to spend money that you don't have to spend on a task like that?
It's a blessing. Even your team with Brickster, Jonathan, and Christina, and Miss Tanya, being able to help me out with the AI, anything that I could think of, my imagination, I say, hey guys, I want to reach people upstate New York. I want to reach people in upstate New York. How do I do so? With AI's help and the team's help, they already know what I'm trying to do, and they're already coming to me with like 3 different suggestions already. Like, well, did you do this? Did you do that? So with the AI, super helpful.
I love it. I love it. The growth never stops. I give Trey credit in my book of starting me with AI, but that's only because when you first said it to me, I was kind of crazy busy that day.
Yes.
You were telling me what Bria was doing. You were telling me what Bachel was doing, but in that second, I couldn't process it. So now it's something comfortable that we can talk about as father-son, as entrepreneurs. I want to give a shout out to Greg Gray, one of the top insurance coaches, speakers in the country.
It's my guy.
Had the best conversation with Greg. You remember him from Texas Leaders Forum last year.
Powerful story.
But we had a conversation Monday night about AI that's so next level.
Oh man, what's going on? Let's talk about it.
It's too soon. Stay tuned for another episode of Trending Topics.
Man.
I just want to shout out my brother Greg Gray. I am positioning myself as an expert in this area. Some days I feel like an expert, but some days I feel like a novice, like I'm just getting started. Definitely in that conversation, there's room to grow every day. So as we talk about trending topics on this every couple of weeks, definitely we should talk about new AI. What are we doing now? A few weeks ago, you're talking about CapCut. Now you bring 2 new conversations to the table. And for anyone listening to this, take notes and jump on it as you hear it. It's just really free to try and see if it works for you. So you mentioned CapCut. I played with it. Love the video content.
Yes.
I saw this. I will talk about this. I saw I didn't do. This is what happens with social media and algorithms. So because you mentioned CapCut to me, I did something. And then CapCut comes into my feed, my social media feed. And I got a reel that says, did you know you can create a social media twin? More or less a bot that can be me, that can get to some of the work or some of the speaking things I'd like to talk about. So that's a free plug. CapCut, look for the twin. I'm going to create mine. Beat me to the punch. Create yours first. My plate is kind of full right now.
Yes.
I got a lot to eat right now. So as we circle the airport, get ready to land the plane. Today is one of my favorite days of the year. It kicks off March Madness, the NCAA tournament. Let's go. Shout out to all the local players that are in it. Obviously, we rocking with Zakai Ziegler.
Yes, sir. Tennessee. Let's go.
Let's go. I have not filled out a bracket for the first time and whatever, but it's simple. All roads lead to Tennessee, cutting down the nets. That's who I am with. We have some other players that played with me at a young age that got one made the tournament, but I think he was injured. Shout out to Aaron Talbert, St. Francis, PA.
Oh, yes.
They made it to the They made it to the play-in game. They played against Alabama. They almost made it to the tournament.
Nice.
And then had a chance to see one of my other players. You've known Jalik Gaines since he was a kid.
Oh man,
You know,
another beast on the court.
You talk about Mason from age 5. Jalik has been good since he was 5. I had a chance to see Jalik and his team, Alcorn State. They were on ESPN last week. They played in their conference tournament. Jalik led his team in scoring.
Nice.
So on that youth team I had about 3 or 4 Division I players. Khalil London sat out this year, but he's playing as well. Just shout out to that whole team. You know, you coach kids at a young age. Me being a never was, you never know how far the kids will go.
Yeah.
But they all have maintained their love and passion for the game. And I love it. I live vicariously through them.
Yeah.
But these next few weeks, Tennessee, ZZ 11798.
Yeah.
We standing up for Zakai Ziegler all day, every day. So closing thoughts, anything that you want to talk about that we didn't talk about?
I just want to give a big shout out to my referral partner of the month, Ian Perez.
Okay.
He referred 17 defensive driving customers this month. That was great for everybody. Shout out to him. He has his business, Elite Pest Control.
Okay.
If you have any uninvited guests in your home,
just coming in the house for no reason.
Coming in the house, you didn't invite them, but
right.
they're making
Here
it.
they are.
Yeah, they're making themselves at home. Ian Perez, best exterminator in Long Island. So
what's his IG page? Shout out his IG page so we can follow Ian and support Ian.
IG page, Elite Pest Control with an additional L at the end. So 2 L's at the end. Elite Pest Control. Go follow, go check him out. Super appreciative, Ian, best in the business. And he's always referring business, and that allowed him to get paid and allowed me to get paid and allowed the customers to save money. So
I love it. I love it. And shout out to you for having a referral partner of the month program. So Ian got there with 17 referrals to you this month. So anybody that want to be shouted out on the podcast, be the next one to get plugged, y'all see what the number is. The number is 17.
Yeah.
Beat Ian. But Ian is hard to beat. I remember we talking youth sports. We talking youth sports coming up in the North Babylon, Bangladesh, Wyandanch area. I remember Ian very well. Elite athlete, 2-sport athlete, basketball, football, basketball state champ. So shout out to Ian. Keep doing your thing. Ian Perez, Elite Pest Control with 2 L's at the end. Follow him, support him, buy from him.
Yes. Let's go, Ian.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So anything before I give my closing thoughts? Anything you wanted to share? I think we hit a lot of bullets. I think we hit a lot of the trending topics that we're talking about. But if you are good.
That's it. I mean, happy International Women's Month.
Yes.
National Women's Month. I'm sorry. Thank you to the women in my life and just women all over the world making contributions to us moving forward and humanity. Shout out to my mom, Denise Spann. Shout out to Renita Grimes, Tanya Crawford, Vanessa Beard, Morgan Horsford, Bria Brooks, Alyssa Costanza. This is all women that just pushing the envelope, creating events and bettering the community every single day. I see these women pushing forward. There's a lot more, but special thank you to you women, and happy National Women's Month.
I love it. I love it. I have to follow your lead. Happy National Women's Empowerment Month. I have to follow your lead. Must shout out the Mrs. Denise Spann. Without her, nothing that we do, it simply doesn't work. She's the foundation, the backbone of our family. Shout out to the women in my life that aren't with us anymore, starting with my mother and my sister, Rosa Spann, Beatrice Hamilton. Shout out to my sisters that are still here, Roberta Johnson, Teresa Burnside, Nadine Spann, Lenore Walters, Deborah Williams. Rest in peace to my sister-in-law, Diane Certain. We just celebrated her first birthday in heaven. And then all the women that support me in my all-state office.
Yes.
You mentioned Tanya already in our coaching program. And then all the women. Nothing happens without women. Nothing happens without them. The core culture of our community, churches would collapse without women. Educating and raising children would collapse without children. So, gentlemen, let's treat these ladies with the love, dignity, and respect they deserve. They are the backbone of everything that we do. So big shout out to them for National Women's Month.
Yeah, thank you. To all the women listening, thank you. I love you all.
Thank you.
And closing thoughts for you?
Yeah. So one more woman that would have been very remiss. You mentioned the mothers of my grandchildren. You mentioned Morgan. You mentioned Bria. Big shout out to my daughter-in-law, Mary Span. Mary, big shout out to my daughter-in-law. Love you. Love all the women that we shouted out. Closing thoughts. I want to talk about winding down with yourself and getting rid of some self-inflicted pressure. So I have a saying that you may agree or disagree with, but I like to say that all pressure is self-inflicted.
Yes.
What do I mean by that? Sometimes we have these aggressive goals that we set. I want to have a certain amount of money by this date. I want to finish this task by a certain time. And the only one that's holding you to that standard is you. So let me share with you a couple of examples of what's happened with me. One today, one this week. Today, my goal was to kick off this Trending Topics podcast exactly at 10 a.m. I wanted to be in the studio at 9:45, and then the time kept getting pushed back. I ran into traffic, late getting to the gym. I walked in the gym. I didn't want to rush it. I really wanted to be there. So I said, Kev, who has a gun in your head that says this has to start at a certain time? Give yourself a break. We pushed the starting time back a little bit. I feel good. I got a good workout in.
Yes.
I'm here for the next 6 or 7 hours. I feel great.
Yes.
Number 2, self-inflicted pressure. I set a goal that I'm not going to make. And guess what? I'm going to take the gun away from my head. The other goal that I said is, anybody following the podcast, following the live stream, you guys know that I'm working on doing 50 podcasts with 50 agents from 50 different states. And we are rolling. We are up to about number 32 at the end of the day today, 34, I believe, with 16 to go. What I didn't share, I think I've only shared it with my sponsors. My goal was to finish recording all 50 podcasts on or before April 10th. As we wind down and get closer, I can see it from here that we're going to come up a little bit short of that goal. So we're not going to be done on April 10th. We're going down to Texas together. We'll be in Texas on April 17th.
Yes.
And it's probably going to take 2 to 3 more weeks to finish the goal.
Yes.
And guess what? I got to tell myself that's okay.
That's okay.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. Again, I have no external pressure for finishing that by that date, except for what I do to myself. Now, there is some value in setting a goal and setting a deadline and pushing yourself. But if you miss it, and trust me, I've missed more goals and deadlines than anybody here, especially in the world of sales, just reset.
Yes.
Just reset. So is that relatable? Does that make sense about just giving yourself a break on things that you're trying to do?
Definitely. We give ourselves that hard push and motivation, and we set a goal, and you want to make sure you wake up extra early and you never woke up before. But I do want to say, you want to give yourself a pat on the back because you didn't make one step, you took multiple steps, and making a change and being better, and bettering yourself. So when you do acknowledge that you might miss a goal, still give yourself a pat on the back for pushing forward.
I love it. And thank you for that feedback. Sometimes you need to share that. It's nothing like having an accountability partner, saying what you're trying to do, and then getting words of encouragement from my own family. Just give you a pat on the back. So I'm not going to get all 50 done by April 10th, but I'm 32 podcasts closer than I was 2 months ago. So
yes.
I feel good about that. We didn't start this live stream at 10 o'clock, which we targeted to do. We started about 45 minutes late.
Yep.
But we got it done. We didn't give up.
Yep.
Let's go. With that, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Trending Topics. Thank you for winding down with Kev.